last minute?
Not at all.
Well, that's good. Anna always says she has a stubborn streak in her, just like Scorpio. It pops up every now and then.
She's really a nice kid.
Yes, she is. What are you doing?
Well, in legal terms, I want you to cease and desist. You've done enough.
No, I haven't. I have to polish, have to wax, have a lot to do.
Listen, Bobby, I've got 2 clients out of my office. I'll be through with them by noon, at which time I'm going to take you out to lunch.
Thank you for the thought, but no
No,
thanks.
don't say the reason is because you've got this house cleaning to do. This brownstone will still be here in the morning, even if you don't clean it.
That's not the reason.
Do you want to tell me what the reason is?
I think you already know. I've been thinking about the reception yesterday.
I had a feeling that might be it.
Scott, I have to back off, and so do you.
We'll back off tomorrow.
I'm very serious about that.
So am I, Bobby.
And I think we better skip it.
Well, I don't. Now listen to me. We're going to go someplace so that you don't feel uncomfortable being alone with me. There's some things I want to say to you, things that I haven't said before, and it's important for you to hear it. Now, I will be back at noon.
Robert and Duke are in there, and I can only give them 5 minutes each every hour. But...
What?
If Anna's conscious, I know how much she'd like to hear about Robin. I'll give you 5 minutes, too.
Oh, thank you. Is it bad?
It's grave.
That sounds worse than critical.
It is. Have you heard from Frisco?
No, I haven't. I'm starting to get scared.
It's just part of being a WSB agent's wife.
I thought I was prepared. I really did.
When was the last time you heard from him?
6 weeks.
Look, I haven't had a postcard in a long time. I mean, we love each other, but we don't write. Maybe he's in some part of the world that it's too dangerous for him to write you.
Yeah, well, that's happened before.
So?
Well, thank you for reminding me. Sometimes I just get in these anxiety sweeps. So how are you doing? How are things?
It's not bad. I have a big family now.
You like that?
I like it a lot.
And the newest member?
Colton.
Yeah, what's he like?
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't live with us, but I think he's a good guy.
Okay, Colton, BJ is still sleeping. She'll probably sleep for another hour, but when she gets up, she's going to want her lunch. All you have to do is get it out of the refrigerator and pop it into the microwave.
Okay.
You do know how to work a microwave?
Yes, I think I can figure it out. I also know how to change and clothe the baby.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Well, miracles never cease.
You'd be surprised how true that is.
Okay, I wish those miracles would happen around here. It would be nice. Listen, I don't know exactly... What is that?
Tea?
For two?
Yes, I'm expecting someone.
Oh, damn it, Colton. I am not going to have you entertain your bimbos in my home.
Take it easy.
Take it easy? You think you can just come in here and turn my home into Makeout City? You're nuts.
Lucy, that is a nasty old habit of yours, jumping to conclusions.
Oh, well, you have a very nasty habit of making out. Jumping to conclusions isn't half as bad.
All right. You're right, okay? I don't blame you for jumping to conclusions. 5 or 10 years ago, you would have been right, but you're wrong. I mean, if you don't believe me, take a look at yourself. Look at the turnaround that's happened in your life in the past 10 years.
10 years? You haven't been around me. You do not know me today, Colton Shore.
All I have to do to know you today is just look around. I mean, see you with your husband and his child.
Save it, okay? Just get on this phone right now and call whatever girl is coming over and tell her she's not welcome here. Do it.
It's too late.
This is great. This is perfect. I told Amanda that I would be there at the hospital.
Look, I'm sorry that you are so upset. I really am. And what's worse is you have every right to feel the way that you do.
Oh, don't give me that great big blue-eyed sincerity. I saw it work on your mother.
I know you did.
So, what am I going to do?
Well, just have a little faith, cousin.
In you? Come on. Damn you. All right, I'm going to tell whoever is at the door she is not welcome here, Colton. Get the... Terry.
Lucy.
Hi, Terry. Come on in.
This is perfect, Colton. At least I know her.
Whoa. Come on in. Bet you haven't gotten a welcome like that for a while, have you? No, she's just got some old scars that need to heal, but they will. Just give them time. Make yourself at home.
Thank you, I will.
Oh, Dan.
Oh, here you are.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting.
It's all right.
I'm afraid I'll have to break our lunch date.
Well, it's too bad.
I have to meet with someone from the state medical board last minute.
Oh, I don't give it a thought. But here I am stuck with a reservation for 2 for lunch.
Well, I'm sure you'll manage somehow, Dan. You always do.
Hi, Dan. Hello, Dr.
Hello,
Hardy.
Mrs. Simpson.
Darlene, what are you doing here?
Well, Tony insisted I have a physical examination. You know, they don't let you eat when you have things like that. I'm starving. I've got to get something to eat before I go home.
Well, we do have a cafeteria here.
Well, I had my heart set on something really good for lunch.
That takes care of our cafeteria, doesn't it?
You haven't eaten since last night?
Just a cup of tea and no sugar in that.
Well, I'm not one to leave a lady in distress. Would you care to have lunch with me?
Well, how sweet of you.
The Port Charles Hotel's only a little ways away, so you think you can make that?
I'd crawl. I'd crawl. Say, you guys take a lot of blood around here. What do you do with it all?
Let's go.
I don't know why.
See you later, Steve.
Tony said I had to abstain from eating, but, you know, I'm really
BJ is sound asleep.
You're lucky.
Really? No interruptions.
Oh, I wouldn't count on that.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right about that. But that isn't in our hands, is it?
Nope, it isn't.
And meeting you and Kelly's wasn't in our hands either. That sure turned out good. So tell me, how did you get into music anyway?
Well, I grew up with my grandmother, and I sang in the choir.
Oh, so you sang gospel music.
Definitely.
Do you like that kind of music?
Yes, I do, especially the gospel hymns. I like the sadness.
Along
Got
with
it.
the joy, too.
Definitely.
That's really something, isn't it? I mean, so many people's lives are so hard, and yet right in the middle of it, they can find moments of joy in singing and sharing with one another. What kind of music do you think that we could bring to Reverend Tyson's church? Of course, it would be his decision, huh?
Well, he seems like a real nice man.
He is. He's a great guy.
What kind of music do you think?
I'd like to see the kind of music that would set the old folks' feet to tapping, you know?
Exactly.
And yet it would bring in young kids. I think that Reverend Tyson would go, he'd be enthused about the idea, especially bringing kids in. You'd have all sorts of different people coming together to share. What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just curious.
About what?
Well, I've really never met a guy your age that was into this sort of thing.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of us out there.
No, there's not. Believe me, take my word for it. I mean, I had church pounded into my head when I was a kid. Did you?
No, quite the opposite, actually.
Well, I ended up rebelling against it.
Well, if I'd had it pounded into my head, I think I probably would have done the exact same thing. I think I was probably in church twice growing up. The 2 times my mama got married in church. The other time she got married, she wasn't even in church, so that was about it for me.
How did you get from there to here?
What do you mean, here?
Well, I mean, getting involved at the Seaman's Church, going towards that direction. I guess what I really mean is, are you for real?
That's a good question.
Oh, Dan, I didn't know that, and Colton didn't tell me.
Well, I know he was on his way to your place to tell you about the job.
And I'm not home. I think it's wonderful. You got him a job in construction.
I didn't do anything. I just sent him down to see some people who were in construction down on the docks. After that, it was up to him.
Well, but getting in to see the right people is awful hard. You ought to know that.
Listen, if they hired him, he must have impressed the boss he talked to.
Oh, I'm proud of my boy.
I guess you should be.
I am, and it wasn't easy raising a boy alone.
No, I bet it wasn't.
Mm-mm. Of course, he was a good boy, and that helped.
I sure did.
Yeah, he was a real quiet kid. He never gave me any trouble at all. I never worried about him and stayed up all night. Of course, now, Lucy was a different matter. But I suppose it's different raising a girl than a boy. You worry about him more, you know, and maybe I worried a little too much about Lucy, but then, you know, she wasn't my child, and so I felt more responsible, you know what I mean? You know, this is very tasty.
Well, I'm glad you like it. Food's pretty good here.
Mm-hmm. And I love to cook, so I'm very critical about outside cooking.
Love to cook, huh?
Mm-hmm. I always have, even when we didn't have a pot to... Even when we were very poor. I always loved doing something special. You know, you'd be surprised what you can do with red beans.
You had a hard time, didn't you?
Oh, you don't hear me complaining, do you?
No.
I think I have a pretty sunny disposition.
Yes, you do.
I always say smile, no matter how lousy things get. You know something, I have a lot of joy from my son and Lucy sometimes, but I guess you'd say I'm really kind of the mothering type.
Well, you did a fine job with Colton.
Well, Dan, thank you.
Oh, excuse me. Ah. There's Bobby and Scott Baldwin.
I'm going to do something I haven't done up until this moment.
What?
I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about Jake.
I don't want to talk about this, Scott.
I do.
I don't want to discuss Jake with you.
I don't want to discuss him, Bobby. I just want to tell you exactly how I feel about him.
Of course, I really don't know either of them personally, but I do know that there's bad blood between Lucy and Bobby.
Bobby's a wonderful woman. She doesn't seem to be too happy right now.
Now it's time. I've held back up until now.
I don't want to talk about Jake.
I haven't gone off on him before.
Scott, I don't need this.
Yes, you do, Bobby. Your friends aren't going to say anything. They're too close. They're not going to say anything about Jake. You need someone that's going to make you see the light.
Scott.
I am not saying anything against your friends. It's just that they can't help you right now.
My friends have been absolutely wonderful to me.
They've been on the spot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If they were to say anything about Jake, they would seem disloyal. But in my position, I don't owe Jake anything. I mean, I know him, but I never knew him very well, and maybe if I did, I might have liked him, or maybe I wouldn't have. But in my position, I can be objective.
All you know is that you have nothing to lose by coming down on him.
Oh, yes, I do. My friendship to you. And I don't like to gamble on that.
Then don't.
Well, I think this needs to be said, though.
Please, please.
Look, Jake wanted to start a new life. Did you want to do that?
Well, no, not the same way he wanted to. But there were things about my life that I wouldn't mind improving.
Did that make any difference to him?
Jake's an idealist. He always has been and he always will be. He wants to help people.
What about you? Or just strangers?
People.
Oh, so it's okay that he ruins your life, but as long as he's out there helping other people, then he's an idealist. I'm going to tell you something, Bobby. I think what he did was really, really lousy to you. He walks out of your life on New Year's Eve. That's a hell of a send-off to start the new year, huh?
Look, that didn't come as a complete surprise to me. There were a lot of things going on before that ever happened. And besides that, I'm not the easiest person in the world to live with.
God, Bobby.
What?
He's even broken your spirit.
Like hell he has.
I've also heard some rumors. He was unfaithful to you once.
That's enough. I don't want to talk about this. I don't
Bobby,
talk
listen.
about this.
Waiter, let me have the check.
Well, you know, I have seen him. Who is
Scott Baldwin.
he? Does he have anything to do with the hospital?
No, but he is trouble. Big trouble.